we had mentors at many different levels, I would say. So we were first years, and we had second years to turn to frequently to help us out, because they had gone through what we had gone through and are now doing bigger projects. And
having the feeling that your peers in school, have this greater knowledge and want to share it with you and impart it on you is wonderful. As a second year, being able to do that, it felt really great, being able to understand that you've really learned a lot by this point. You've got a lot of experience.
And to see the number of those students who truly look to us as mentors was wonderful. They've come up and asked other questions and advice. We're really eager to learn and saw us as knowledgeable people.
So to really have that kind of personal contact with a colleague who's in the program, who's been through the whole process before, I felt like was really valuable for me, and I'm actually really looking forward to being a mentor for our first year, because there's just so much that you learn.
I don't know, I mean, we had museology faculty, we had staff at the zoo or staff at the sites that we were working at, and then we had professionals in the field that came in as well. So we were given access to mentors at many different levels, and I feel
one of the good things about the program is there really is an effort to put you out there in the field. You aren't just a student who is learning about evaluation, you're actually treated like an evaluator. You're learning from people who have been evaluators for quite some time and who have worked in internal evaluation or who have worked as consultants, and you have the opportunity to go to VSA or to attend a CARE event or something along those lines.
The strongest things New Directions does is being able to send us to VSA, where we feel like instead of just working on these projects by ourselves at the University of Washington, we're connected to the entire field.
The mentoring and connections that we've had an opportunity to benefit from in New Directions mean that I know a lot of people in the visitor studies community.
Having Steve Yalowitz and Randy Korn and Angie Ong and Josh Gutwell and share some of their knowledge and experience was invaluable. I felt like I got through them not just a better understanding of the theory and application of audience research and evaluation, but also this is what being an evaluator is.
And I'll be doing a PhD for 5 years at the University of Pittsburgh. Learning Sciences and Policy is within the Educational Psychology Department, and I came from a background in education and psychology, so it's a perfect match. They feel confident in my abilities, knowing that I've already worked with a few institutions here through New Directions. And
I have an internship this summer at the Australian Museum in Sydney with Linda Kelly, who is a huge proponent of audience research. I really believe that without the New Directions experience, this internship would not be possible. So.
I was recently hired at the St. Louis Science Center as an assistant evaluator. So New Directions was extremely helpful. My experiences with New Directions in both the interview process, but in having the experience to back up my application for that job.
New Directions really, it opened my eyes to the visitor studies field, which is another path that I'm looking to take. But also it showed me the importance of evaluating anything you do, whether you're an evaluator or you're just, you're working in another department. It is important to get visitor feedback.
The New Directions program encourages a mindset that's visitor focused, even more so than I had in the past when I think about museums and their collections and the programming, but to really have the visitor in the forefront for everything that you do.
Which is exactly what evaluation and audience research is about, is understanding people in museums and how they relate to each other. And
you can't program for someone unless you really know them, and I feel like audience research is an opportunity to really get to know them and get to know whether or not what you're doing is working for them or not.
I really feel like now audience research is really valuable, and it's kind of vital to the decision-making process and just improving practices in museums.
The missing piece for me that New Directions brought into play was that we can seek out that information, and it can come from visitors. The biggest thing maybe for me is it has opened up a field of possibility. I didn't fully realize that this community existed until I got involved in this project, and it is a community and a field of practice that I'm really comfortable in and excited to stay in.